Everyone has a story, whether it's good or bad. Every day that we wake up, we are responsible for adding a page into our book. We're in full control of what we do with that pen and pad. But if you were to lose your book and someone found it, what's your story?
This is a question that I feel like we need to ask ourselves daily. It's, what do you want your story to be? What do you want to leave behind? What do you want your legacy to be? Every single day when we get up in the morning and we making our decisions and we chasing our goals and whatnot, what are we leaving behind? What are we going to be remembered as, right? Like when Kobe passed away, everybody know Kobe. They talk about his mindset, his work ethic, how good he was and all that. So what is it going to be for you? What are you going to leave behind? That when it's all said and done, people are either motivated by it or you're just going to be an example. Some people are just used as examples of what not to do, of who not to become. Do you want to be that person with the decisions you're making? Right? So you got to ask yourself, when you wake up every morning, you make certain decisions, and the way you're living, is the way you're living right now going to motivate people to become better? Is it going to inspire people to become better? Are you going to be a good example, a positive example for your family, or are you going to be a bad example? People going to be like, nah, yo, don't be like him, man. When he was alive, he was XYZ. You know what I mean? So you really got to ask yourself, like, what do you want your story to be? What legacy do you want to leave behind for your family? I know for me, with the decisions that I'm making, that people can come back and watch my videos and feel positively inspired by it. Like, that's what I want to leave behind. Because for me, that stuff goes forever. If YouTube is still around with my great grandkids, they could come back and be like, yo, what was great grandpa like in his 20s? And they're going to look at this. This is going to be the standard of how it is to be. It's going to be an example. I'm leading by example. So when they see this, they're making good decisions. They're positively doing things. They're focused. They're locked in. Not doing bad stuff. Not harming people. Not being a bad person. Working out. Doing, whatever the case is, man. But you got to ask yourself, like, what do you want your story to be? What do you want to be remembered as? I just want to be remembered as someone who really helped people get to a better place, man. I think that's the biggest thing I could do. Like, if this video helps you, then I did my job. If you watch this video and you go out and do something great, I did my job. And just making sure that I'm leaving behind a great legacy for me and my family. So when people say Reek Jones, worldwide, like, I want my name to be worldwide. When you hear Reek Jones, people get a sense of motivation. People look to do the positive thing. That's what I want behind my name. When you wake up in the morning, right, what decisions are you making to get closer to that goal? Some of us are stuck. We don't really know what we want to do, and which is perfectly fine, but I guess that's a good starting point to have, just knowing, like, what do I want to be remembered as? I guess the thing is, like, you just create your own story. That's the beautiful thing about it. You just create your own story. You have the pen, you have the paper, you have the ability to write down what you want your story to be. It's going to take time to figure out what you want your story to be, but as long as you're making the decisions and you know who you want to become, what type of person you want to be, what are your values, what are your standards, then you just work from there and everything else is going to fall into place, man. Are you going to be a villain or are you going to be a hero? And y'all be asking me the questions, how I stay motivated, how I stay that, and this is one of the ways, just knowing that this is a story I'm going to leave behind. When it's all said and done, I'm going to leave behind the book. And the first person to pick it up and read it, they're going to be like, damn, Reek motivated me. And hopefully my message and who I am as a person could spread along the world, and it could help people get better, help people become the best version of themselves, because I feel like that's my purpose in life. So with anything I do, from a business standpoint, in my relationships with people, financially, the main thing, I follow my purpose. My purpose is to help and inspire others to become the best version of themselves. That's something I'm always going to lead by. That's the main thing I ask myself. When I go to the store, before I make a purpose, is this aligning with my purpose? Is this helping me get closer to my purpose? Is this helping me write my story? If it doesn't do that, then I'm just wasting my time. So I feel like that's a good way to really look at things and really look at life. Just, how do I want to leave my story behind? Like, there's a thing I read every morning, that tomorrow is not promised, bro. Today could be my last day. This could be the last video I ever drop, God forbid. Every single day we treat it like our last day. We give it 110%. The work will always pay. If we always go in and give 110%, we're gonna get rewarded. We're gonna get something back for that. And that's just a way to look at it, bro. And that's how you gotta really look at life. Just gotta write your story, man. You got the pen, you got the pad. Write your story and get to work, man. Get to work. If you're doing things that you don't want to be in your story, what's your story gonna be? What's your story gonna be?